Hello and welcome to the next ReeVlog, which is technically a bonus ReeVlog, because all my ReeVlogs are bonuses now. For the current time being, etc. I have a rowing machine now. The date. It's the 16th of March 2020. So it's been a couple months since I last did one of these, I think. Yeah. So, I have an interview next week on Wednesday regarding teacher training. I'm currently 3,500 or so words into my final logic essay. Obviously I'll need to do some editing. I'm going to have to do some quite extensive editing because it's pretty terrible at the moment, and I've emailed my lecturer asking for assistance to make sure that I've got my understanding correct when it comes to correspondence theory as opposed to the correspondence intuition for the correspondence account of truth. Then I've got to still do my ethics ones. I also have this thing now. I don't know if I had this last time I vlogged. But yeah, that's that. I have a cough and a runny nose and stuff. Hopefully not coronavirus, because everyone's going mad about that. But my boiler broke a couple weeks ago, and it's now beginning the stages of repairing. Because to start with, I was like, oh, there's no hot water, that's weird. And then the next day I was like, oh, this is a problem, there's still no hot water. Because originally I just thought, oh, right, well, we've run out of hot water and it's taken a while to heat up. That might be like because it's cold out or something. That's fine, but no, the next day, no hot water. So I went up, told my granddad, as he is the landlord, no hot water, radiators aren't working, something might be up with the boiler. And he was like, alright, we came and had a look. We were like, oh, that's not good. We tried to like restart the boiler and stuff, like the pilot light. That didn't do much. So we called that a plumber. But you know, people, they want to shop about. So call that another plumber for the Monday, because that was on the Friday. We got the one plumber out. Other plumber didn't come on Monday and said, sorry, I tried to call you, but I couldn't get through. I just wanted to confirm the appointment because sometimes people don't turn up, and I figured because you didn't answer, you wouldn't turn up, so I didn't go. Which is pretty poor, really, but whatever. Especially considering we looked and there was no missed calls on his phone from that day, from that number. Whatever. And then my uncle said, oh no, you don't want a combi boiler, which is what my what the original plumber boiler man said would be like what he quoted us for. So my granddad called him out for another meeting to discuss possible alternatives, and we agreed in the end that a combi boiler is not the best idea because it's an old house, the pipes are old, the joints might be a bit worn. So, if we were to get a combi, could pop them, which wouldn't be great. No copyright infringement intended. This just happens to be radio, is on in the background. That's not intentional. This is for the bird. Keep him happy. But yeah, I had to come in here because it's the only room in the house with any heating at the moment. And I don't want to get more ill. Whew. But yes, so we agreed to have a standard, and then they said, yeah, we'll stick it in the airing cupboard or something, or on the wall. And then my granddad was like, what about here, what about here? So it took a little while before they finally agreed to put it in the kitchen, so I had to take the cupboard off the wall in the kitchen. And then it was like, cool, I'll quote you for all of that. Then he put the quote on, and then I sent it to my granddad, and it took him a day to reply and say, yeah, that's fine. So I told the guy, yeah, that's fine, and then he told my granddad that he'll start today. He doesn't actually have the boiler itself yet, but he's doing all the prelim work. He's thinking the boiler will arrive tomorrow. I've also got a red belt in judo now. The belt I have to buy myself, but the grading was free, so I will be getting that arrived today, hopefully, with some more effectively sleeping pills. Pucker nighttime pills. There might be a placebo or something, but I found them really helpful for helping me get a restful sleep. Especially considering it's bloody freezing at the moment. I'm sleeping in clothes. Currently, I've got this on. Yes, the day before, I also had a vest on underneath my 2 shirts. I've got 2 pairs of trousers on, 2 pairs of socks on, and shoes on. It's not good. But yeah, my essay's going alright. I've got a bunch of library books. Everything is a mess. But yeah, that's pretty much how things are going. I've got my Zombies Run virtual race coming up next month, and I want to get back in 10k shape for it. But I've got to get over this cold first, and I've got to focus on my essay, and then I've got to focus on my other essays. But I think that when I'm over this cold, I'll be able to fit in running a bit better. Because as it is, I've got to make sure I stay warm, and obviously you get very warm while running. However, the issue there is you're very cold to start with, which won't. I don't think that'll help me in my condition, especially if I start walking back. I want to maintain warmth, and I'm not good enough to time my running properly to make sure that I get back like here to the door when my run ends. I plan on sort of just going for like 20-minute runs when I feel a bit better and get a bit warmer and stuff. My house is warm again. Yeah, I've been eating like a bunch of shit as well due to the fact that I'm ill. Like sugar's helpful for getting over illness, and so is protein. So I had some bacon, eggs, beans, Jaffa cakes, donuts, making a cup of tea. I mean, I've been drinking a lot of tea anyway, but I'm also drinking a lot of water and a fair deal of green tea, which is pretty good. And that's probably the only reason why I'm feeling anywhere near as good as I am. But yeah, on top of all of that, I consistently douse myself in Olbas oil. It just helps a lot. It's relatively cheap. Yeah. I do miss vlogging. I got some new shoes for my interview for teaching. They said I've got to bring in an item, prepare a 5-minute verbal presentation on the item, how it relates to the subject, and how teaching revolving around it could be done. And my current idea is to bring in the Dungeon Master's Guide from Dungeons and Dragons. But otherwise, I will probably thinking of something far, far more, well, standard. Though it is quite hard for religious studies. Think of an item that's not related to any individual religion that can be used to creatively help teach religious studies. But I need to look at the curriculum, which is remarkably difficult to find, but it's understandable why you can't just Google it, because then students will be like, oh, we don't need to learn this, it's not on the curriculum. Yeah. But that'll do for now, for this here bonus ReeVlog, I think. It's I will say though, before I go, it's a good thing that I fill up all my water bottles. Because whilst he's working on the boiler, I can't use the taps. I'd be a very thirsty boy. My kettle would be very, very empty. Like, I wouldn't be able to boil anything on the hob or anything like that if it wasn't for the fact that I've got like, I don't know, 8 gallons of water stored in bottles around the house. Good stuff. Hopefully, someone eventually will see this video, because I would really like to get back into just sort of vlogging. Maybe not like as much as I did. I think I was doing it more than was required for the fact that I wasn't getting anything other than my own personal joy out of it. And instead of vlogging, I could have been spending time with people. When I was spending time with people, I was like, have I vlog today? If not, I've got to go then vlog, and then I can come back, because I can't vlog around people. Yeah, it's pretty good, but I don't spend much time around people anyway. Oh, right. I know, Charles. Sorry. Right, gotta go. So I'll catch you cats on the flip flop. Goodbye.